Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of the resellermindset.com. And for this Reseller Friday, I want to talk to you about letting other people negotiate for you. Now, what I mean by this is very different from actually having somebody else go negotiate for you. What I mean is when you do deals with regular individuals, oftentimes they want you to offer a price first. And in my experience of doing thousands of local deals with people over the years, I've noticed that in the vast majority of the cases, if you let the individual make the first offer of what they think their item's worth, this is talking about obviously buying a bigger amount of things, not just somebody selling an item for a price because they already have a fixed price in mind. You might be able to negotiate them to a lower price, but I'm talking about more like somebody has a garage full of stuff or a storage unit full of stuff. They don't know exactly what they want for it. But if you let them make the first offer, very often they will come in lower than what you were even willing to go up to. It is an unforced error when you make the first offer because sometimes if you offer way more than they wanted, they might think, wait, he's offering that much. Maybe this is worth more than I thought. And so they might come with an even higher offer, trying to get a little bit more money out of you. Oftentimes people are fair in negotiating, so if you offer higher than they wanted, they'll just take it. But you don't know how much money you might have overpaid for that lot of items that you could have paid a whole lot less for. And so let them negotiate in your favor because very often it works. Now, are there people who are ridiculous in their pricing and they want retail prices for their items? Of course. But most likely you will not even gotten to the point of negotiating if that's the kind of prices they're asking. Those people are pretty easy to weed out and reject from any consideration of buying their inventory. Now, in a similar vein, I want to stress that you should also explain to people that you are a reseller. So many people have this confused as resellers. They think telling people that they're resellers is a negative for them. The reality is it helps them understand something about you because most people have resold something. They may not be resellers, but they've sold something here and there. And so they understand you have to make a profit. And when they know you're a reseller, like I literally had something today. I bought this whole garage worth of stuff. And there's a husband and wife. They're very nice people, good people. She mentioned something about, well, what about this price? And he goes, well, he's got to make profit. But the only reason he said I got to make profit is because he knew I was a reseller, because I told him I don't hide that from anybody. And that was one of the ways of negotiating a better price, is because the husband and wife kind of talked and they gave me a very fair price. I actually paid them a little bit more because I didn't feel that the offer they had made me was fair to them. So I paid them more than what they actually asked. So I thought that was the right thing to do. But I still got a very good deal, still be able to make money and profit from these items. And they got a great deal and they got some more space freed up in their garage. Now you may wonder, well, why'd you pay them more? You didn't have to. Well, yeah, I didn't have to, but I think if you're going to be dealing with people, and this is going to be your business as a reseller, you need to try to be as honest as possible. That does not mean losing money and paying ridiculous prices and paying way more than something's worth because you're trying to be nice to people. You're not running a charity. That's not even a good charity in the first place, because you're giving people false expectations of the value of their items that aren't real. But if you feel like, you know what, this stuff's worth a little bit more than what they're asking, I'm going to pay them a little bit more. Almost nobody's going to balk at that. I've had people sometimes when I'm go to offer to pay them more and they say no. I've had times where people have tried to give me free things and I tried to compensate them for it because I felt like that was the right thing to do, that they told me no, and that's all right. But you should be giving, you should be generous, you should be wanting to also make sure the other person's winning as well. This idea that it has to be a win-lose scenario, you have to get one over on people. No, you don't. Everybody can win. Everybody can feel like they got a good deal. Like the person you're buying from is getting a fair amount of money. You're getting some good inventory that you can properly list and make some money off of, everybody wins. Nobody has to lose. Everybody knows their place in that scenario. Like I mentioned, the individuals that I bought from today, they wanted to free space. So they were in a negotiating mood. They wanted the space more than they wanted extra little bit of money. Everything worked out for both of us. They got their space freed up. I got good quality inventory. They made some money. They made more than they even asked. Everybody won. And that is the way it should be. Negotiations and trying to get inventory for yourself does not have to be an adversarial type situation. You can want to do good, want to bless people, want to make sure they get a fair price, but also ensure that you have the best margins, that you get your items for the lowest price, and everybody wins. And so I want to encourage you today, a little tip in negotiation. If you're negotiating for a bulk lot of items and the people do not have a set price for it, let them make the first offer. They might say something ridiculous. That's all right. But I found that very often, you just being quiet, let there be dead air. You don't need to say anything. You can just look at the items and let them come up with a price. But very often, they will actually give you a fair price from the start. Most people do not give you, and this is my experience, so obviously it could be different for you. Depends on who you're dealing with. I deal with a lot of good people. I live in Texas. I deal with a lot of good people. They're honorable people. They're honest people. So maybe it's easier right here. Maybe it might be a little harder where you are. That's all right. You just figure out what goes on in your area and the people you're dealing with and how to negotiate properly with them. But very often, it's just simple human behavior. If you will just be quiet and say, I'm not 100% sure yet, because you aren't. You don't know exactly what to offer because you don't know what they are willing to take. And so if they give you an offer, what they think is a fair offer for their items, and it's good, take it. And I got to be clear, there's no point in negotiating them down if you were already willing to pay more than what they offered. They give you a fair price. It's less than you even wanted to offer. Everybody's winning there. You didn't make them give you a low offer. That was their choice. And you took it, everybody wins, and you move on to make more profit each and every day. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.